Chelsea Football Club, Garnacho likes a tweet from Fabrizio Romano that basically confirms that that's his preference where he wants to join. And then it breaks the internet. Mark Goldbridge comes out with a rant and now everyone has an opinion. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to react to his opinion and I'm going to tell you why, in my opinion, Garnacho's doing nothing wrong at this moment in time, because everybody was celebrating Xavi Simons skipping training. And for me, you're being a little bit hypocritical here. We need to talk about the situation. Let's break it down. Let's be open and honest. Furthermore, there's news. An article has been written that inside sources have called Maresca a master of rotation and hence why Chelsea are going to have a big squad next year. We need to talk about it because I think Maresca learned a lot last year and his rotation was a big reason to why we had that middle phase of the league where we broke down and absolutely crumbled for 9 games. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down. But before we get started, number one, hit that like button. It's the best way you can support the channel. Look, we're in big boy leagues now. We're no longer trying to get 1,000 likes each video. We do it without trying. Now we're pushing the boundaries. We're going to try hit 1,500. So can we start today? Hit that like button. It's free of charge. You get free content. Furthermore, if you want consistent Chelsea related and football related content, the Kavkas View is the place for you. Subscribe to the channel. I'll keep you updated. Basically daily at this point. We've been smashing it. Chelsea Football Club wants to get Garnacho. I don't think we can deny it anymore. I don't think we can hide it anymore. As long as the terms are on Chelsea's terms and conditions, they're getting the player. There's no point in fighting it. We need to accept it. A lot of people say, why aren't you more angry? What's being angry gonna do about it? Genuinely, I don't want to live my life angry. I already had 2 years where the team was 12th and I was always annoyed about the club weren't winning. Then we were sick from the Pochettino. We were playing horrible football, like with gaps in the midfield. That Caicedo, I thought any second could get a heart attack, the amount of sprints he had to do in a matter of time. The reality is, my team's in a good place right now. I want to enjoy it, I want to celebrate it, and I want to be positive. So, before I get into the player and what he done, let me just explain one thing. I don't think Garnacho is a good fit. I don't think Garnacho is and ever will be the level that Chelsea need as a starter. But I don't think he's totally useless like the whole world is saying he is at this moment in time, because what's popular in 2025 is extremism. He's either the best player in the world or he's the worst. There's nothing in the middle. I think he's in the middle, right? I think he's a good young talent on the right terms. I understand why they're trying to get him. I've explained it before, but now let's get into what's going on here. What's going on here is, last night Fabrizio said Chelsea are actively trying to get Xavi Simons and Garnacho. He's put out that tweet that he's been putting out religiously at this moment in time, right? We consistently get that tweet. But what happened this time on Instagram when he posted it was Garnacho liked it. Garnacho liked it. Garnacho is the definition of a 2025 footballer. You know, he's on social media, he's liking stuff, he's commenting stuff, he's trolling, he's annoying people. So what do you think was going to happen? Man United fans going to melt down. Chelsea fans going to melt down because they don't like Garnacho. They're like, look at him, you want to bring this problem to the club. And the biggest fan channel in the world, United Stand, decide that they're going to have a say on it. And Mark Goldbridge does what Mark Goldbridge does. He called him a prat, called him disrespectful, and he went on a little rant, right? What I'm going to say is, calling him a prat, listen, he calls everyone a prat. Don't take him seriously. For him, it's tongue-in-cheek. Calling it disrespectful, it's 100% disrespectful. You come through the academy there, you get into the first team there, there's a whole bunch of fans that still love Garnacho at Manchester United and want him to stay. And what he's doing is basically forcing his way out of this club with a big middle finger to everybody in sight. The problem is, what I don't like about this situation is Man United fans have forgotten their role in this journey. And let me give you a quick timeline, right? Amorim came out yesterday and reiterated, kid's very talented. However, he won't be playing here. And the reason he won't be playing here, I won't go into the details. However, he needs to go somewhere else with new leadership. There was a quote of that, Marks. They're basically putting him up for sale in front of the whole world. They're calling out his character. They're calling out his ability to coexist in a certain leadership group. They're making him look like the villain in this situation. It's all Garnacho's fault. Was Garnacho wrong after the Europa League to come out and speak out? 100%. I hate when players do stuff like that. He needs to be more professional. However, was Amorim right to tell him, you're never going to play with me for my team again? You're never playing for my team again. Yeah, but that should have never leaked. Like, do you know what I mean? Both sides have tarnished their relationship. And it's about time now that they go. Chelsea are just here like, hey, hold on. You don't like him and you don't like him. And what I need to do is basically get in the middle here and I could get a great deal. Midday. I'm here. and I'm going to do it. And the reality is, they're doing it. Chelsea are absolutely taking full advantage of this situation, and Garnacho is making it clear as day, I am going to join Chelsea Football Club if it's the last thing I do. And he's publicly disclosing this information. What my problem here is hypocrisy. Because I like to go down the line, right? I like to call things straight. I don't like the BS. I think one of the reasons my channel is growing at the rate that it's growing and people come to my channel, watch a video and then stay longer is because I call things out fairly. I don't care if you're my favorite player. I don't care if you're the player I least like to watch, right? If you do something, I'm going to call it out. Firstly, I really like Xavi Simons. I think he's very talented. He reminds me a lot of Joao Felix with production. A lot of you know I really rate Joao Felix. So can you imagine how much I rate Xavi Simons? A lot. What is the difference between Garnacho going on Instagram, hitting the like button on a tweet or a post, and Xavi Simons refusing to train and refusing to play a pre-season game, and then publicly, through his agent, making statements about moving on? Two things are both wrong. So why is it when it's Xavi Simons, everyone says, oh, what a lad, he's forcing a move to Chelsea, he's doing this proper Chelsea. Well, when it's Garnacho, oh, we don't want that kind of attitude here. It doesn't make sense, right? Both have to be wrong. The reality is, it comes down to this. You rate Xavi as a player, you think Alejandro's rubbish. And that's why two rules. There are two rules in every single way here. And I don't like that. For me, there's enough negatives in Garnacho's football that we don't need to look for extracurricular activities to put it on it. Does he have a stinky attitude? Maybe. You can't use his brother as a tool to beat him with, because his brother will be simmered down if they come to Chelsea. That will 100% happen. You also can't ignore the role that Manchester United have played in this. Manchester United have been an institution for years now that has been destroying the character of players. For example, Pogba's been labelled lazy. When he's at Juventus and France, he's not lazy, he's wonderful. Martial was destroyed. Oh, he's always injured, doesn't want to play football, he's not serious. When in reality, Martial played through injuries multiple occasions. Rashford went to Aston Villa, now at Barcelona, we haven't heard any problems about him. Villa wanted to buy him, he rejected them. Sancho, everyone says Sancho is a problem, right? He's got a toxic attitude. At Chelsea, they loved him. He rejected Chelsea, and at Dortmund, they took him back twice and now are looking to sign him on a third occasion. Do you see a trend here? Players at Manchester United, when Manchester United aren't successful, are being called toxic, lazy, and have an attitude problem. The minute they leave, these players have all got good attitudes, are all successful, and maybe there's something in Garnacho there. I just think we can't be very reactive, and whenever the agenda suits us to attack a person's character, attack it. But when we don't like it, oh no, he's allowed to skip training. He's under contract the same way as Garnacho is. The only difference is Garnacho is not allowed to train with a team nor play with a team at this moment in time. So I kind of feel like if anyone's gonna be allowed to express their feelings loudly, it should be Garnacho. Now that the rant is over, and a lot of you know I'm very fit. I am Enzo Maresca's big fan, right? I'm not gonna say I'm his biggest fan. I don't like the inverted stuff, but you know what? I think he's a tactical genius. I really do. I think with a manager like that, I always feel we have a puncher's chance. No matter who we play against, I believe he could step up on any day and outcoach anybody, whether it's Pep, Arteta, whether it's a Slot, I was going to say Tuchel. He's one of those. I feel like we've got a Tuchel back. With Tuchel, I always felt, no matter what game we're going in, Tuchel, Jose, these men will always have a plan where we can win this final. We can win this one-off game. Doesn't matter how much better I think the other team is. In Maresca, I feel we got a good tactician. The problem with Maresca is he lacks experience. He's only had 2 years as a manager. He's got like a 65% win rate. Brilliant. 3 trophies. Very good. He's won trophies that he should have won. 1 trophy that he shouldn't have in the Carabao Cup. So he's a good manager. However, there was an article written, and within the article, they basically stated that Chelsea want a big squad because they believe he's a rotational genius, and that Maresca doesn't really pick a team that have a strongest lineup. He picks his lineup based on who we're playing against, players fatigue, rotation, and they really glorified it. I think that's a lot of nonsense. Mnogo govno. For those of you that speak Russian, you know what I'm talking about. It's a little poo-poo, right? You know, it's basically a flower piece. They've used it to hype up the manager. Because the evidence that we have is Maresca doesn't like a big squad. And a lot of you are going to say, what are you talking about? Of course he doesn't. He likes a big squad. He doesn't. Let's think about it, right? Chelsea started the season really well. Whilst Chelsea had 2 games a week, when it was the Conference League or the League Cup, and the Premier League, we were flying, we were Gucci. Like we were the epitome of high-end designer. We were rocking up, all eyes on us, slotting everything in sight, just absolutely brilliant. The minute it became Premier League games and he had to trust his depth, he didn't do it. Joao Felix and Nkunku stopped getting minutes. Both players were on the periphery. Unless we were winning 3-0, then Felix comes on or Nkunku comes on. Unless he believed we were in a situation that was in a tied game or we were losing, those players weren't coming on. Renato Vega wasn't getting minutes. He was actively believing in the 14, 15 players that he had, and he didn't want to shift from it. Why? Because he was trying to build a pattern, try build a system, and build continuity. That needs to change going forward. It can't be a situation where we're winning 2-0, Santos comes on now. No, if it's 1-1, 60 minutes gone, Santos needs to come on for Enzo. If Enzo's legs are gone, if he's playing poorly, Santos needs to come on. Esugo needs to come on if needed. Lavia needs to come on if needed. We need to have more rotation. We had a mini spell, right, where we absolutely pooped to the bed. That 9-game spell, we had the 16th worst best record, meaning we were 16th out of 20 teams. And it was because he was refusing to rotate and the players were shot in energy, results were going against us, decisions were going against us, and he wasn't changing any. Whereas in the beginning of the year, he was flexible, he was trying stuff. So we need to see that Maresca. I don't believe he likes a big squad. I think it's a myth. And I'm saying this because they're getting Simons and they're getting Garnacho. And they've got Gittins, they've got Estevao, and they've got Neto. That for me and Palmer, it's too many options. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, it's too many options. You also have Jackson, you have Delap, and you also have Pedro. Nkunku's still there. George is still here. I think we need to get a few out. In my opinion, if Garnacho and Simmons come, for me, Nkunku, Jackson, and George need to leave. Because you need to give people minutes. People say, oh, we're in multiple competitions. Guys, if we have Manchester United on Sunday and then we have a game on Tuesday against Real Madrid, do you think Cole Palmer's not playing both games? Of course he's playing both games. So then, by that logic, Nkunku's not getting minutes this weekend. And then the weekend after, we've got Everton at home. The reality is, you're not going to play Nkunku at Everton at home. You're going to still want to play Cole Palmer. Because if you drop points, you're going to say, oh, Cole Palmer's not in play. Why did he rest Cole Palmer? The big players play majority of the games. And for me, I feel like we're over-bloating the squad. You need the players to have some consistency. You need them to build up familiarity. I am a firm believer of you have 3 wingers plus a youngster. And those 3 wingers need to be, in my opinion, if I was in charge, it would be Gittins, Estevao, Neto. All of them can play on either side. They can do a role. Then you have Xavi Simons who can play on the left. You have Cole Palmer who can play on the right. And they're your number 10 option. Brilliant. You're covered from that aspect. You have 1 youngster, McQueen, who's 16 years old. 4th choice, just in case. Up top, you already have Joao Pedro and Delap and Jackson. Joao Pedro can come in the 10 in an emergency, Jackson can go to the left in an emergency, and you already have 3 players that can play up top. You're sorted. You don't need to go get Garnacho. Garnacho overcomplicates things. People get rusty because they don't play regularly. I think people forget, right? Players usually score their goals in batches. It's never, oh, I scored 15 goals. They were all goal, 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 goal. What ends up happening is you get 3 goals in 2 games. Then you don't score for 3 games. And then you play again and you get 2 more goals in 4 games. And slowly across the season, it accumulates. But if players aren't getting regular minutes and they're coming in for 10, 15 minutes and then not seen for 3 weeks, it's going to be a problem. Maresca needs to find a way to balance it. Can he do it? I believe he can. I think he's a great manager. I think he'll develop. This is only year 3. It's a learning curve. We're going to be excited. I can't wait to see how the season ends. Before you continue away, please do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. And if you want to hear my reservations about the Garnacho deal, I've got a video for you here right now. Go check it out. Let me know your thoughts. Peace out. I'm out. This was the Kavkas View.